So coming to the third line, let me just read down. It says ominous sounds, unnatural and odd. Omen usually is referred to something which brings bad luck, something which refers to something bad is really going to happen. Sounds unnatural and odd. So the creatures living in the jungle, they can hear things, sounds that they have never ever heard in their lifetime. Very unnatural sounds and very odd sounds also. So a wild animal would not understand uh, the sound of an automobile. A wild animal would not understand the sound of people shouting. For a wild animal, these things are quite unnatural. So, and everyone is alerted. All the animals in the jungle, they're alerted. They're cautious, they're scared, and they're fearing for their lives. As the trees parted, and this is happening when maybe there are workers who have come with their saws. Nowadays you have big electric saws also. You have, in earlier times you used to have the manual saw. So an axe and cutters and cranes. So the trees are parted, and the animals have experienced that their home is crushed, their home is destroyed. The trees are parted, cut into two parts, and groaned and killed. And when the tree is falling, the sound of the fall of a tree is referred to groaning, crying with pain, personified, and killed. Killed means when the lower part of the tree is cut. Perhaps the poetess is trying to refer to the trunk of the tree. The tree is cut from the base, cut into two parts, and when the tree is falling, it is falling with pain. Pain here doesn't mean that the tree is crying, but if you remember, I had mentioned a couple of writing tools in the second video, and I did mention something called metaphor and personification. So what the poetess is trying to do? The poetess has tried to animate, compare human emotions with non-human things. So the emotion of a human crying with pain has been compared when the tree was cut down from the root, from the trunk. And this is not just about cutting down the trees, this is about making animals homeless, which is very, very sad. Falling to the ground with a resounding thud. And when that big, majestic tree, I hope we can understand that trees do not grow in a day. These trees must have stood and they must have experienced everything that went on with the passage of time. Perhaps there may be trees which were more than 100 years old. All that history, all that tree um, testified, everything has come down. The tree has fallen. The tree is cut down. The tree is crying with pain. This is what the poetess is trying to say. And when the tree is falling to the ground with a resounding thud, with a lot of sound, with a loud sound, thud means a sound which is quite audible, a very, very loud sound. It falls on the ground. This is just not falling off the tree. This is falling and falling of a habitat. Finishing someone's home. Breaking someone's home. I hope you understood that. Shaking all creatures in its vicinity. And the result of the fall of this big tree. Imagine there may be so many animals and birds who must have lived on that tree. There may be birds who had babies, who had nests in that tree. There may be monkeys, langurs, and different kind of creatures, snakes, insects, who had their home in that tree. All that was affected. All that came down to the ground. Maybe some animals were killed. Maybe some birds were killed. Maybe insects were killed. The snakes were killed. Everything has come down. It not only made these animals homeless, but it must have killed a good amount of animals. Shaking all creatures in its vicinity, affecting all the wild animals who were in that surrounding of the tree, the big tree which was cut, when it was cut into two, when the tree fell down. Everything was affected, is affecting directly to all the creatures who were living on that tree and in that jungle, in that surrounding of the jungle.